Hi everyone, good night. Tonight I'm going to be talking to you about blood and blood components. I work in the Navy as a medical lab technician. I've been in the greatest Navy in the world for the past 8.5 years. For 5 of those, I have been working as a lab technician. I specialize in the blood bank and transfusion services, and my job entails getting blood, getting it ready to the patient so that they can be okay. If you happen to be in my hospital and you are in need of blood, you are going to get what you need and you are going to be all right. Um, so, the basic foundation of blood bank, I'll just kind of go over what my job entails. First, once a patient walks into the hospital and they're deemed or blessed that they need blood, they collect a blood sample from you. And what we're trying to find out is what your blood type is. There are a couple different blood types: type A, type AB, type B, and type O. There's a rare blood type called the Bombay blood type. Hopefully, no one I know has that blood type because it is almost close to impossible finding compatible units for that very unique patient. Everyone in the Navy and also in the military should know their blood type, or because we are in a time of war and we have walk-in blood banks overseas in theater. Now, I'm in a hospital setting and we're kind of prepped and ready. So once the sample comes to us, we determine what blood type you are. And the body has a unique way of determining what blood type you are. The same concept when you get a foreign body in your system and it tries to fight it off and you form antibodies against it. Well, what happens? Your body form naturally occurring antigens. That's what they're called. If your body has the A antigen, you are type A, and so on and so forth. Now, if your body doesn't have any antigen on its red cells, you are type O. Lucky few. 80% of the population is type O, and that makes 80% of the whole population universal donor. Um, Not O negative as is commonly misconstrued, but type O patients. And I'm not sure if anyone has ever seen a blood or gotten a blood draw. There is red stuff coming out in the tube. Well, we do not give that to our patients. We actually spin it down in this big machine that is that goes 3,500 miles per minute, and 35 rotations per minute. I'm sorry. And once we separate it, we have a red section, a yellow section. We use the yellow section to, test whether or not the donated blood is compatible with my patient. And the red portion of it I use to determine what antigen is on my cell. And that will tell me my blood type. Once we get that ready, we get it tagged, ready to go to our patient. We do not give the whole blood unless we're doing theater, that is in Iraq or Afghanistan, or we're in a combat situation. And that's because the risk increases with giving whole blood, and we stick to type specific. For example, if you are a type A positive patient, I will be giving you only type A positive if we are in theater, because if I should give that to someone else, it will be very, very, very bad. And that's because what is on the cells is totally different from what is in that red viscous body fluid, and they may share adverse relationship, which could inadvertently be harmful to my patient. So instead of helping, I could actually be hurting my patient. Now, the importance of my job is this: the red substance, the coloring is due to something called the hemoglobin. The hemoglobin is what carries your oxygen. Without it, we would not be breathing, or our breathing would be compromised. So my job is to get you red blood cells which has hemoglobin in it, which will increase your abilities to breathe, which will increase the amount of oxygen in your body, which will normally increase your survival rate. And this is very important in a patient who is, not doing so well in theater, or, in the ER, or due to some unfortunate incidents. We also have patients who are sickle cell patients, and they need to get this because their cells aren't able to maintain the hemoglobin, and they often have difficulty breathing, and they may tire very easily. So they get blood transfusions probably monthly depending on the severity of their situations. The advantages: I love to see a patient who came into the emergency room walking out the door. I love to see moms who just delivered newborn babies go home with their husbands and enjoy their neonates. And sometimes without the blood products, they're not able to do so. And that is the advantage as a clinician. Now, the advantages for a person who is donating: you'll get the joy that you donated and save a life, and any blood product at all that is donated can save up to 8 patients. The benefits to the patient is that they will be able to breathe, they have a greater survival rate, and they will have a better quality of recovery. This is my little spiel. In short, I covered the different blood types, the components of the blood, somewhat, compatibility testing, and the benefits, advantages of having a transfusion and of also donating. I hope this was viewed as informative, and I hope this will be somewhat of a somewhat of an encouragement for those of you who have not donated to donate blood, because it has a greater recovery. It has a very great recovery power, and in my job, I get to see it firsthand, and I'm very honored for that. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me.